Has your get up and go got up and went? That's what a lot of my patients say, is that their get up and go is got up and went. They have no energy whatsoever. It's a struggle just to get out of the bed, just to get going in the morning, or to make it through the day. Hi, this is Dr. Rodger Murphree, your fibrodoctor.com, author of Treating and Beating Fibromyalgia and Chiropractic Syndrome. It's no laughing matter. It really isn't, because it's when you have this thing called adrenal fatigue, you see that you have little to no stamina to stress. Stress becomes magnified. Little things that maybe you took for granted, getting in the car, going across town to shop, traffic jam, loud noises, changes in weather. Anything that's a stimulation, anything that could be stressful becomes magnified when your stress coping glands, the adrenal glands, are deficient. Now, your adrenal glands are two pea-sized glands that very small but very important, sit on top of your kidneys, and they release certain hormones that allow you to have stamina, resiliency, energy, and allow you to have energy, in particular, both mental and physical. Cortisol, one of the hormones, is released in times of chronic stress. Unfortunately, if you stay stressed out, and many of my patients with fibromyalgia do, poor sleep, stressful environments, just the nature of being sick all the time, being sedentary, taking prescription medications that actually can be causing stress. Eventually, they develop a thing called adrenal fatigue, and they cannot release enough cortisol to allow them to be able to keep up with the demands in their daily lives. And the thing about cortisol, when it's low, these are some of the symptoms. Diffuse achy muscle pain, joint pain, anxiety, depression, tingling in your hands and feet, fatigue, lethargy, brain fog. These are signs of adrenal fatigue, which most of my patients with fibromyalgia are dealing with. The way that you can get your energy back, get your get up and go back, so you can go, is to start repairing your adrenal glands. In my practice, I use Adrenal Cortex. It's a specially manufactured product for me that allows my patients to start to correct their adrenal glands. And there's different adrenal supplements out there. So there's whole glandular adrenal supplements that are out there. The problem with those, if you take those, they can be too stimulating. They can make you feel bad. You want to look for just adrenal cortex supplements, and those are just going to have cortisol and DHEA in there. That's what gives you that mental, physical energy, helps reduce pain, helps you have that stamina and resiliency to stress, so you're not always vulnerable, in my patients' cases, to fibro flares. So the adrenal cortex is the supplement that you want to use. Now, how can you test for it? Well, for my patients, I do a saliva test. So they check their saliva 4 times a day to see what their cortisol level is doing. But 90% of the patients I work with, their cortisol level is low. You can self-test. There's a couple ways to self-test I talk about in my book. One way is to go into a darkened bathroom and, looking in a mirror in the darkened room, shine a pen light into one eye, and what you should see is the pupil should constrict, so it should get smaller, and it should stay that way, at least for a little while. But after, if you have adrenal fatigue, what you'll see is the pupil will dilate, and that's a sign of adrenal fatigue. Now, the other way you can check it was with a blood pressure cuff. You could take your blood pressure lying down, and then when you stand up, you want to take your blood pressure again after you stand up. Take it within 30 seconds of standing up. Put your left arm out in front of you at heart level. Take your blood pressure again. Now, what you should see is that top number, systolic number, should go up by 10 points. If it doesn't go up, or if it stays the same or worse, drops, that's a sign of adrenal fatigue. So that's a way to self-test. I want to encourage you to learn more about the supplement Adrenal Cortex that I have specially made and used for my patients. That's the one that I would recommend. I would not use whole glandular adrenals because they can backfire. There's a lot of vendors that have those products out there. I've not found them to be helpful for my patients. So learn more about that. Self-test yourself with a pen light or a blood pressure cuff. See if you have adrenal fatigue, and then take the next steps to start overcoming adrenal fatigue. This is Dr. Rodger Murphree, yourfibrodoctor.com, author of Treating and Beating Fibromyalgia and Chiropractic Syndrome.